All right, hello. It's Lauren Dannemeller here, and this is
I'm Coach Kyle.
Coach Kyle, and we are the coaches at TeamCosmicBodies. If you are new here, thank you for listening to us today. We do a bunch of topics, anything competing, anything lifestyle, fitness, wellness, training, nutrition. We go through it all. I am a Olympian and I've competed on the Arnold stage, and Kyle has been coaching me for years.
Oh, what are we talking about today?
Okay,
What's
so
the
getting
question?
into today's topic, we're going to be going over, if you're a seasoned competitor, you have been in an improvement season, how do you know when it's time to prep again? Like, how do you know it's time to, all right, my off season, my improvement season is over. How do I know it is time to do this again? It's time to prep again and whatnot. So that's what we're going to be going over today.
So let's say you're a competitor, you've competed a couple times, or maybe you're a seasoned competitor, you're in your improvement season, you're wondering if it's time. So I don't know, I think there's obviously a lot of do's and don'ts. I think if you're just, feeling heavy and it hasn't been that long of, being away from the stage, well, that might not be the best reason. So yeah, that's what we're going to go over today is like good reasons or when you know it's time to kind of start a prep.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing is just you want to be ending your improvement season just on a full tank. Like, your nutrition is high and you're having the best training of your life right now. Like, your training is good. You're not injured. I think all those things are really important in terms of like nutrition, like your calories are high, your training as well. I think that's kind of like the biggest thing, because when you start prepping, all those things start to go away. Like your nutrition goes down, so your calories come down, and then your training isn't as well anymore as you're deeper into prep. So it kind of goes backwards,
Well, yeah, I think the most important thing is that have you improved?
Yeah.
So have you built more muscle? Maybe you have a better starting position now. Maybe you're gonna have do better as far as the actual process of prepping, and yeah, you've improved upon your weaknesses. That's the number one, is have you improved? So some people can improve pretty quick in a year or 2 years. Some people might need a little bit more time. So I think that's number one, is improving. And then she's kind of talking more about like routine and mindset stuff, which I think is the main stuff you kind of wanted to talk about today. It's like having routine, having good mindset, having that willpower high as far as decisions making. If you're fatigued as far as making decisions on tracking your macros closely and kind of dialing in those things.
Yeah. So definitely mindset going into prep. Like, you don't want to be going into prep dreading it. You don't want to be going into prep going, here we go again. No, you're going to, like, if you're feeling that way right now, you're probably not going to make your prep. Like, you want to be going into prep feeling so excited and like so ready to just like reveal all your hard work you just did in the off season. Like, you're ready to showcase those improvements. Like, you're ready to take over the world. You're ready to bring it. You're ready to go after this. Like, so the willpower is really high. And what I was explaining to Kyle is like, this is how I would kind of feel before I would go and run a cross country race. I would get like just really pumped up and like, just feeling so ready to go, and like a little nervous, but like excited. And so I feel like when I start preps and stuff like that too, like, you kind of want to have that feeling of just nervous, but excited, but like ready to freaking kill it, and like be running out of that gate, like ready to go kind of feeling.
Yeah, motivation needs to be high for sure, but it's definitely not everything. So I'm totally agreeing with Lauren. I just think, you can't forget about that discipline and having pretty decent habits. So that's kind of why we wanted to bring up routine as a main thing. And she's talking about having calories high, kind of in a good routine within your training, sleep's on point, everything like that. You don't really want to go into these scenarios where if you're only sleeping 3 hours a night because you have insomnia, you might want to fix that type of stuff because it might stall your fat loss. and affect recovery and training and all that. So you need motivation high, like she's talking about, where it's, you almost want to I tell a lot of my clients, you want to kind of treat it like it's your last prep you're ever going to do. You know, you can't really think, oh, I just prepped, I got to prep again, I'm going to do it. You're dreading it. You know, you got to definitely have that mindset of just positivity, optimism, but also have those discipline and those habits that even in those times when you start to get going and it's been a few weeks, that's why you need that willpower tank high, because as that motivation decreases and your training goes down and recovery goes down a little bit, which can be, you know, with the right strategy, that might not happen, right? If you're working with some decent coaches, you might have, you know, a good strategy in place where you're not feeling crushed right away until the very end, but
I think also another thing too is before you do actually go into this contest prep and everything, I think it is good to kind of decompress a little bit too, meaning like giving yourself that flexibility and like, you know, maybe just not being so strict with everything, because if you're in your off season and you are just like counting everything to the gram and you're not skipping your meals and you are just like, you know, you're just not skipping meals and like you're just too rigid in your off season, that actually may kind of burn you out when you start prep. And I've seen this before happen. So, because even skipping some meals in your off season isn't going to make or break you. I mean, I'm sure Miss Bikini Olympia has skipped her off season meals many times. So you don't want to get already burnt out, you know, during contest prep when you were just so on it. So I just think it's good to decompress a little bit too. So maybe, you know, definitely, you know, before you start prep, maybe like go on that little trip or vacation, or, you know, maybe don't count your macros for a little bit of time, or, you know, maybe have those meals that you've been wanting to eat with your family and friends. I think that's always a good thing to do too.
Yeah. I mean, if you haven't been doing anything social and you've been a hermit even when you're not prepping and cutting, you know, when you start cutting and prepping, it's almost like more detrimental on that social aspect. So yeah, definitely enjoy some time with your family and friends and yourself before starting a prep, just so that willpower is really high and you can have that balance as far as like, you know, lifestyle and making it work with the competing as well as the lifestyle stuff. So having a good support system, you know, and part of having a good support system is giving other people, right? It's a give and take. If you're just taking from people and complaining about your life always, and you're just expecting advice all the time, you know, it's like you need to have that give and take where, just making sure you're on point socially with all that balance.
Yep.
Maybe not have a bunch of travel coming up too. I think that was kind of a big point. Prep when you're about to go on a Europe trip.
Okay, thank you guys for watching. By the way, hey, if you guys need help with your contest prep, or maybe you're thinking about getting into competing, or you need help in your off season, Kyle and I are both coaches here at TeamCosmicBodies. Our link for application is always in the bio down below. So if you're interested in potentially wanting to work with us, we can get in a call together and go over, you know, see if we're going to be a good fit and we can help you. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.